Okay, hello YouTube people, welcome back, and we're gonna do the recon mission this time. This seems like a lot longer mission, so it is on this system, so it should be fine. Again, it's the same enemies, Kuristas, so we should be fine with what we have ammo-wise. Guess I can leave the junk here. Random crap. Nice lot. We didn't seem to use that many missiles last time, so we should be fine. What is this? Standings increased, standings decreased. Standings is one of those things which relate to NPC actions and missions and stuff like that. Whenever you do a mission to one faction, you will always make enemy of the other faction. So that's something that comes into play. Of course, it's usually best to just stick to one faction and do missions for them forever.
Warp drive active.
Let's activate the harness. The damage control tool is one of those damage control items which kind of gives bonus to everything, and it's very, or it's something you usually see in every ship. No matter PvP, NPC, whatever. It used to be activated module, but it's not activated anymore, so it's just passively giving you the bonus if you equip it in one of your low slots. Also, there's a lot of new modules I have no clue about, but I guess we'll get to them sometime later. Probably won't try PvP today because I don't have any fits ready to go. I need to kind of find out what's cool nowadays. I don't even have Hurricane, which was my kind of go-to-go ship back in the day. Sorry, I had to cough there. You probably got the beginning of that. Yes, use the gate. I actually need a drink.
Active.
So I don't know, something about the chillness of the game most of the time is it's just compelling to me. Yo, Bumble. You probably already left, but yeah, yo, anyway. Yeah. And then there's the fact that the PvP is really intense. I just love it. Love the duality of the game, I suppose. The Minmator ships which I'm flying right now, or one of them, are really a little bit weird combination of shield and armor tanking and missile and projectile turrets. For example, the Kaldari, these well, Kuristas are their own faction really, but this Raven model, the base model of this ship is Kaldari one. They use only shield tanking and or you can obviously tank armor with any ship, but they are only good with shield tanking and missiles. I should also use my drones. Let's actually create a group here. New group, medium. That helps us to launch the drones. We don't have to highlight them all the time. And as always, it's wise to keep an eye on your drones, because they will get shot at in certain missions. We're getting jammed. apparently. That's not cool. Now that we are jammed, we cannot actually lock anyone. And there's more enemies coming in. This might actually get quite hairy. Hopefully we can tank the damage. Okay, now the jam is done. We can start locking people again. And everything in Eve is about the skills you have. Something like a simple thing like how many targets you can lock. It's up to certain skill being up to certain level. Of course, ships have their limitations as well. But that's one of those things in Eve. When you are against experienced player which has all those extra percentage skills, they can just do things that little bit better than everyone else. But yeah, this is probably not going to be that exciting. Somebody is scrambling me. Is that the scramble? No, that's the ECM. I should take care of that guy. Who is he? Maybe the drones can... Drones can deal with that, so he doesn't easy. I don't know if there's better way to check out who does this. I guess this is the only way to know how to, or who is doing what to you. Maybe there's some kind of icon here you can put on, I don't know. But back in the days you only used to be able to check out the visual effects. And as you can see, it's kind of hard to see what the hell is going on sometimes. Right now, this guy is sending me something and it's the ECM. Oh, the nullifier is doing... Oh wait, what? The annihilator is doing it as well. Got more guys coming in. These drones are really not doing enough damage to this nullifier.
A module has run out of charges. A module has run out of charges. A module has run out of charges.
You should just concentrate fire on this guy because it does more damage to me. I could just switch to... Oh, my drones are actually getting attacked. Yeah, one of them is probably going to die. I didn't even notice that. And we are jammed again. Come on, Vespa, you can make it. It's probably being webhed by somebody because it's moving so slow. Or something weird. They should have full shields. Well, I guess except for this Vespa. I think they used to get full shields immediately when they got inside. Maybe that's not the case anymore. I'm gonna launch one of the heavy drones. Okay, we should actually lock somebody up. This is not going very well because we are getting jammed and waved and whatnot. This guy is the one whipping us. Well, we can still tank them, so it's fine. This jamming is... I need to take care of that PCM nullifier. Come on. We got jammed right away again. This might be a problem. If they keep permalocking me, I can't do much. meaning I can't do anything. That's also one of the things in PvP. You need to kind of keep your eye out. Sometimes there's just some guy which is really good at jamming you, and that's when you kind of need to decide if you really wanna fight or just get the hell out of there. Because when you're jammed, you can't do anything. Come on. It's like rolling all the necessary jams. The jamming is kinda chance based, so he's ought to be failing at some point. Nope. That's crap. That guy is really good. Good at jamming. Okay, finally we can actually lock him. And definitely need to take him out first. Oh wait. Engage target, put all missiles on him. Put all missiles on him. Ah, shit. The good thing is that I can be here forever because I have a stable tank. I can run my modules forever. The bad thing is that it could take forever to deal with these guys. I think I was attacking the nullifier guy here. To go down, dude. My missiles are not doing much damage to him. Mainly because it's a small ship. It's a battlecruiser size, I think. But it's still doing enough. I could use something like a target painter to make him appear to be a bigger target, but I don't have that fitted, and fitting that would mean I could not run my tank forever. I actually don't even have all the hardeners on. This is why I don't want to do PvP yet, because I'm so sloppy. There seems to be some weird interface lag where you kind of click something but it doesn't activate. We're just gonna stand here and tank forever. Could be kinda fun to go low sec. Low sec roaming. But I need to get some ship there. I don't feel comfortable enough to kind of try to fit a ship on live, I suppose. Finally, we got rid of all the ECM guys. And we're just gonna clean up this rest of this mess. So basically, all you see most of the game is just these colored dots in the space. Nobody really goes in and looks at these gorgeous ships. Which is kind of shame, but that's how most of the games. I unlocked the target. I must be a special kind of idiot. I was gonna not look at it. I could start actually looting here. I need to get slightly closer. I do have afterburner for faster flying. The PvE fights get a little more exciting when you go to places like wormholes, which are actually kind of insanely difficult. So it's all not just the easy times.
A module has run out of charges.
But this normal level 4 seems to be still pretty easy.
A module has run out of charges.
Why not just loot all? Again, I could salvage that if I had salvage mode, but I don't. I used to fly my alt after or clean up these missions and salvage everything, but of course I have only one Omega clone right now, so I cannot actually use any alt to kind of help me out. Since this is already looted, I can just unlock it, I suppose. Tractor beam makes some things at least a little bit easier.
A module has run out of charges.
I don't even know how viable something like level 4 missions are this day to make money. Hey! Thanks, Star Dustsun, for following. Let's unlock this. Closer. But it's gonna take some time to get really into the game. Really remember stuff. I used to do a lot of 0.0 PvP, but in a very large alliances and corporations. But let's be honest, that's very boring. The whole alliance warfare is at least it used to be. I heard that they did some changes to how the POSs and stuff like that work. But it's still, from what I've seen, it still kind of feels like it's actually still pretty much the same as it used to be. There are all these new fortresses and whatnot, but in the end, it's kind of the same thing. You have to be there at certain time, and you have to shoot it down, and you have to fight the enemy and whatnot. So that's definitely the poor or boring kind of PvP. It's the small scale squad action, which is really fun. And I used to do a lot of solo roaming with Vagabond and stuff like that, but it has been... Well, I used to kind of drink and drive. That was actually fun. But yeah, right now I don't think I have the money to do stuff like that. A lot of people do small frigate PvP. They just get a cheap frigate and go around killing stuff, or go around getting killed, depending on the situation, I suppose. And that actually seems very much fun, or it looks like fun. So I might check out that a little bit later. A lot of those are streamers who just go around PvPing. I just like the calm music. And the calmness of the mission running. Guess there's more enemies. I haven't even checked my drones lately. Yeah, luckily nobody had died. Sure, loot all. Lock. Death dealer. Deal death to it. Well, we have the afterburner, so our cap is kind of running low. That's one of the things when it's kind of calm and peaceful and nothing exciting is happening, then you have or do a mistake like running the afterburner too long and you run out of cap and you cannot even tank anymore and you just die, and that's when you feel like god damn it.
A module has run out
Ship
of
explosions
charges.
look kind of fun. Was I think this is third wave coming in, the new ships here. Let's actually run the afterburner a little bit. I wanna get to this wreck just to loot it. Alright, we got each of these ships actually have a bonded or bounty on them, so I get million per ship destroyed here. 1 million is, so it can be good money. And why I got 5 million was it kind of stacks up. I think it's something like 10 minutes or something like that. Every kill in 10 minutes, it just adds it up and gives it to you as a huge lump of money. But yeah, this is definitely the calm side of Eve. Not much happening, just a casual pounding. Alright, there was this new flying mode as well, which I accidentally pressed. I should actually use my missile. So this is the first person view. You can actually kind of fly it very weirdly with the keyboard. Doesn't make much sense to me how it works, but I guess you kind of can. Yeah, I mean it's a little bit wobbly, but I guess it works just fine. This didn't definitely used to be in the game, so it's kind of fun. Fun to see they added something like this. I don't even wanna know how this works with all the lag in the game sometimes, but some direct controlling mode has been something that a lot of people wanted for a long time. Because in normal modes you kind of right click on stuff and tell you to approach, orbit, keep at range. Or you can kind of double click and kind of try to fly away from enemy. Because when you double click into somewhere you start aligning in that direction. But that double clicking is very inaccurate on 3-dimensional space. So it's kind of nice that they added that first person flying mode. But I can also imagine that very few people actually use that very efficiently. But it definitely feels like one of those things which is very useful in certain situations against certain enemies and so on.
A module has run out of charges.
Yeah, we are out of missiles once again.
A module has run out of charges.
More missiles. Obviously there are so many different types of missiles and things, but those have been in the game forever. There are some new ship types and some new launchers, or some new weapons I should say. For sure, I was checking out the fittings. Actually wanna head in that direction. You can just go away. I'm sure that the cruise missiles don't do actually any good damage to those small frigates, but yeah. Stuff like heavy drones don't actually do that much damage on the smaller things either. That's why you should always, especially in PvP, you should probably have a light drones with you, because those can actually hurt the small ships. And I think that was everyone. No, wait, there's one more. Again, I'm not so sure that looting this stuff is actually worth it, when it kinda reduces the time you the speed you do these missions, but I've always liked to collect crap, I suppose, is my side of thinking. The graphics on this game is have seen some improvement since the last time, but it's kind of obvious to see that this is just upgraded old graphics. You gotta remember that this game is very, very old. From the 2003, it's like 15 years. That's a long time. And that's last of the enemies. Right on the drone bay.
A module has run out of charges.
These wrecks have been looted. Yeah, stop the armor rep. Then we need to get to the gate to get to the second phase of this mission. And again, my standing to the Guristas Pirates, which are these guys we are killing here, have lowered. You can actually do missions for them as well, but you need to go into the low sec or 0.0 space, and it's usually highly more rewarding. You do get a lot more money, but it's also very, very much more dangerous. And I actually used to do them with my alt in I don't know what was it, Serpentis space or something, but I found it to be just a little bit too much trouble. I mean, sure, you made a little bit more money, but you also had a lot more trouble with all the possible gangs, and you had to be careful and then stuff. Of course, if you manage to make some kind of deal with the or are part of the local alliance who kind of rules the place, you can do it fairly safely. But since they are off NPC stations, it's never going to be 100% safe. Plus, those systems are quite kind of heavily populated, so there's a lot of people doing missions there. Usually, at least that was the case. Well, it has been so long that it could have completely changed. Let's actually get going.
Warp drive active.
I'm just thinking that maybe I should just grab some cheap rifter and go do some PvP. That's always fun. You probably get killed going solo with something like the one frigate, but oh, we have wrong overlay. So which one of these jokers is the one who's going to be scrambling? I'm not scrambling, but well, I guess scrambling. Easy CMing us. That's what I was trying to say. Let's use the medium drones. Well, these guys are dying fast. These seem to be the destroyer size. Is there a next gate somewhere? Should probably concentrate my missiles on the bigger targets. My friend is asking stupid questions. So I just answered him. Sorry about that. But yeah, as you can see, it's a completely relaxing game when you're doing the PvE stuff. More people. These ready-made overlays are I kind of want to make my own ones once again, but it takes a little bit time, so it's actually mortifier. Sounds mortifying. So yeah, it's actually kind of hard work, I would say. That's why I haven't done it yet. I want to see the wrecks here, but I'm not sure if I can see the wrecks. So I can kind of loot at the same time. Not loot, but loot. Oh, I have too many targets locked on. Okay. One of them should be dead very, very soon. My drones are incapable of killing these cruiser-size enemies. I think this is a cruiser size. Can I actually... that looks like a cruiser, but I'm not very familiar with the... Why do I keep unlocking them? But yeah, I'm not that familiar with the cavalry ships. Let's actually put everything on him. We got the loot box here. Or loot box. No loot boxes in this game, thank God. Only loot containers. Let's see what we get. Metal scraps. That's totally not worth picking up, but might as well, as long as we have a cargo space. These guys are very good at tanking.
A module has run out of charges. A module has run out of charges. A module has run out of charges.
So he left a corpse behind him. Drones kind of automatically aggro whatever is closest to them, so it's sometimes kind of important to try to keep lock on them. It looks like somebody is shooting my drones again. We'll do a little bit afterburning here. Battleships are inherently very slow nowadays. There was a time when you could slap on, like, I think you could put as many micro warp drives as you wanted on Typhoon. There was a guy who was running around flying something like 10k with snake implants and stuff like that back in the day in a Typhoon, and everyone who went even close to him was just immediately killed because he had those Nosferatus, which again back in the day just completely trained small ships capacitor no matter what, and they were just floating in space and then he just killed you. It was so freaking hilariously unbalanced that they actually fixed it finally. I used to be in the same alliance, the Triumvirate, back in the day than where that guy was earlier when he was doing that. It was so it was so funny. They have fixed a lot of things like that. But there's a lot of history in EVE Online, and that's one of the great things about the game, I feel like. A lot of nostalgia as well. Nostalgia, however you say it. Are my drones dying? Not yet. I'm just killing these small ships first because I don't wanna see them around. Did we already loot this? No, we didn't. And yeah, the whole 0.0 political stuff is actually amazing. There's, I don't know if I said this already, but there's actually a book which is sold on Amazon about this thing. I haven't read it, but I would love to. But of course you cannot order things from Amazon here because it's Finland. But that's funny as hell. God, I need to do my own overlays. So bad. Can I add these to overlay? Not from here. I can. No, I can just add them one by one. No thanks. Maybe I can add Rex. Rex to this over, yeah, that makes a little bit more sense. Okay, these Rex are kind of far away, so I'm just gonna burn to them. I'm gonna cancel the armor rep just to save some cap.
A module has run out of charges.
With all the resistance I have on, they don't seem to do that much damage. So. Come on. Ah, that was already active. Yeah, I just really used a, I don't know, larger UI or something. I want to head in this direction. Sure. These things are so far away. Big guys. Damn, scrap. Guess I can give a couple cycles of the armor rip here. Just so I don't forget to do that and die once again. Oh, these guys are actually out of my drone range, so I cannot put the drones on them. They are still on my missile range though, so it should be fine. Just need to burn closer. I don't know if you can call 395 meters per second burning closer, but slowly going closer.
A module has run out of charges.
Yeah, this is starting to get into the boring side. I agree. I agree. Oh man, I hope this mission isn't that much longer. I definitely need to do some PvP later on, but I think I will do that on another day maybe. Get some ships ready to go and just see how it is. Yay, look at the money coming in. Soon I have paid off the wolf I lost lost to that mission yesterday. Shit. There's probably more optimal ships, or there definitely is more optimal ships than the regular Typhoon to do this mission. But I just happen to have this ship, and I actually love Typhoons. I mean, they used to be very good. I'm not sure if they are anymore because of all the changes. I have not actually checked out. But I would assume so, because the artillery was the weak part of the Typhoon before. Now you can just run full missile setup. Before you kinda always had to have split of artillery and missile launchers, and that kinda sucked damage-wise. Or when you put something like ballistic control system, it only boosts your missiles. It doesn't do anything to the artillery, and vice versa for the gyro stabilizers. And then yeah, it's one of those things where it's actually better to have just one weapon system, is what I was gonna say, but
a module has run out of charges.
Okay. Where's the next wreck? Okay, I had to take a drink there. Standings decreased, Guristas. Fine, I'm fine. I'm completely fine with that. Oh, maybe I should loot this. So again, stuff like salvaging these things, you kinda have to check out if it's worth your time. Get the drones back before I forget them here. I can reload all, maybe fix my armor. And then we're just gonna burn as fast as we can through these last two wrecks. I don't like these new wreck icons. I don't know if I can change them. The old ones were so much clearer, I think. And what is this? All this extra crap here? These are obviously player structures, but why are they not filtered out is beyond me. There's no reason to see these. Athanor. 2% bonus to refining yield of our variants of ore and ice. So basically that's probably something which allows you to refine your stuff. Kinda in the space for better yield or stuff like that. The industry claim is actually kinda insane in EVE Online. The whole market is run by players, so if you get into the whole industry game and get far in it, you will make so much money. But it's also it kinda gets hard. There has been actually so many talks about people getting war declared just because they are, you know, acting on the market. Or not acting, but you know, doing market stuff. And what did you have, my dear friend? Crap. Okay. Was that it? I think we completed the mission. Objectives complete. I'm not completely sure, but I think I need to dock and return the mission to get the second part of it. It was a reconnaissance mission, but we basically killed everyone, so I mean, whatever works. I don't know why I reloaded something else here. But yeah, that's the level 4 missions for you. I don't know, it's a decent way to make cash, but it gets boring very fast. Raiding was one of the ways as well, because all the asteroid belts, especially on or mainly in the 0.0, have some pirates roaming in them, and you can rat them, and sometimes you get very good drop from them, which can give you like 500 million ISK. But those are quite rare, but it's still a decent money because of the bounties. That's something I used to do a lot, and a lot of people probably do still in low sec and null sec mainly, and in high sec it's completely worthless unless you are a very new player. But yeah. Other ways to do money. Mining is good in a null sec again. I used to have that mining alt, which was pretty much always mining when I was playing. Made a decent money with that. Of course, you need to kind of save space to do that, and you then need to have these 2 guys subscribed. Because with the alpha clone you cannot have two accounts logged in. Both of them have to be Omega clones. Of course, if you are separate pieces, I think you can do it then. I'm not actually sure how the things are tied in. Oh, let's complete the mission. Hey, more loyalty points. And one of the things with the missions is actually the loyalty points are the huge income boost. Let's actually check out the loyalty point store. New warning showing that I was aggroed by the NPCs, so if I logged off, they would still be able to shoot at me, which is kind of funny. How the hell do I check this in the market? So this is probably something like... Yeah, that seems underappreciated. Price history? There isn't any being sold in a lone trek, which is not a high value market area, I suppose. But this is a good close second, something like 600 million. Or I think the Tempest fleet is probably the weakest one, or maybe the Typhoon is actually. But you still get something like 500 million per ship. Raven Navy is used to be very good. Megatron same. And APOC, I think. But yeah, the prices is something like 500 million. So when you grind long enough to get the loyalty points to buy one, you kind of then have that huge income boost. So it just grinding the mission every now and then doesn't really give you that much. Of course, I haven't done the math, and these things change every now and then, so there could be something very or more profitable here. Like these things, I don't even know how much these are worth. And even everything is kinda... The market game is huge, and you can play a lot of it. One thing I used to do when I was starting the game was just hauling stuff from a well-populated area where things were sold quite cheaply to one of those regions where there wasn't that much things on market, and just sell them with a nice markup, and that made me some money in the early days. But that was maybe on... What the heck is this? Heavy Gunner Combat Stasis Crabbler. So it's a web? But is this some kind of... So we have heavy stasis webs now? What? Stasis Crabblers reduce the maximum speed of target ship by employing micro-energy streams, yada yada. This slowing effect is strongest at very close ranges and diminishes as range increases. Oh. Okay, they may only be fitted on battleships and capital ships. I mean... yeah, this is definitely something new. 85% penalty on this velocity. Is that more than what the web gives you? I don't need the active ship, I want my hangar. Oh, so much junk. Sure, let's take X5 web. So yeah, it's definitely better on the close range. But I think these do the same minus 55% from the whole optimal 10-kilometer range. So I mean, that's obviously better kinda. While the optimal range here is only 1 kilometer. But since this is meant for the big ships, I assume it's going to be very good with something like close range battleships and stuff like that, maybe? I don't know. Of course there's stuff like Black Ops ships and carriers and dreadnoughts and whatnot. I don't even know what force auxiliary ships are. They are some new ship. I could of course check it. What did I press? Oh, it was the right window. Okay. Force auxiliary ship. What? This certainly looks like it bugged out. Oh, right. I have the Guristas selected here, so these are all the Guristas ship, which is the pirate faction we've been doing missions against, so we won't be probably getting any of those. Minmatar. Force auxiliary ship. Strategic cruisers were the last thing which was in the game when I last played, but I never flew one. It was a very, very interesting ship. You could configure it in many ways. We have tactical destroyers, Whipple. Seems interesting. These have so many bonuses and stuff that I need to read somewhere which one of these are good. Command destroyers, that's something new. Interdictors I have. What was the ship even? Wait, they changed Sleipnir into Hurricane. I love Hurricanes. Hurricanes was my shit. The Sleipnir used to be based on the same ship than the Claymore. But I mean, Hurricane is the dope ship. Oh, I'm so happy that they did that. It was kind of stupid that there was two ships based on the I don't wanna say worse battlecruiser, but it's definitely worse battlecruiser. Cyclone is, or at least it used to be pretty terrible compared to Hurricane. And then there's Tornado, which is the tier 3. I mean supposed tier 3 battlecruiser, right? No, it's tier 2 kinda. Interesting. So many new things. Panther. I almost killed one Panther who came to gank me when I was ratting in 0 or null sec. He wasn't paying attention to his health. I was something like 50% down his hull when he finally realized that he has to jump away, because of course I was in a ratting ship, so I didn't have any way to stop him from warping away. I was almost happy about killing him, but yeah, unfortunately he came into his senses. I don't even see the ship class. Maybe it was something completely different, huh? Or maybe I just remember it wrong. The local is blinking, but that's fine. I don't know. All kind of weird stuff going on. Tempest tribal issue. Is that the shit? Wasn't the tribal issue some kind of special ship you got from which is kind of hard to get? There were some of those crazy ships I saw in the Alliance tournaments, like the Epoch Imperial issue or something like that, which there was like some only few in the whole game. And I used to watch a lot of the Alliance tournaments back in the day. I don't know if they even do those anymore. And one thing what is happening right now is the EVE FanFest is happening in Iceland this weekend, so that's also interesting. I need to pay more attention to that, I suppose. Mission has been completed. Report back to your agent. I don't know. I would love to do go for some low sec roam, but I don't have sheep or feeding ready to go, and it takes some time to fiddle around, and I feel like I'm almost done with the stream anyway, so I might as well end just here for now, and then continue maybe tomorrow, maybe some other day. I will probably grind some more missions in the meanwhile. Just try to get back into the game, how to use the user interface, because in PvP things get so crazy that you don't have time to do anything. One thing I wanted to show for those who are not been in the game is all this new crazy stuff you can buy with money, like some beautiful skins. I kind of wonder what happened, because there was that whole, well, almost rebellion, I would say, where I was part of it too. We went to Jeddah and all the big systems and shot a lot of lasers against some statues to protest against micro payment stuff. But I guess CCP finally had to do something to make more money, because again the player numbers have been declining slightly. I think they're still fine. EVE was never really big game like something like World of Warcraft. But when your game is declining, obviously you are gonna get slightly worried and probably need more money. Body rush sculpt, so you can actually change how you look. Oh, Rifter skin. Rifter was my favorite ship when I was a young pilot. Look at that beautiful skin. Obviously Plex is the real money variant, and I don't think I can see the price in here, but it's not cheap, let's put it that way. Wargur. Oh. Wasn't this the tier 3 Tempest or something? I don't even know. Or I mean Tech 3. But yeah, this is one of the craziest new things. How long? I scrolled all the way down there. The skill extractors. These weren't in the game when I was last playing, and what you can actually do with them is you can remove 500 skill points from your character and give it to someone else. There are diminishing return kind of thing here, so it works perfectly on lower level characters, and then you get less and less SPs, so you kind of extract 500,000 skill points, and then you kind of get something like 200 or 100,000 skill points when your character total skill points are high enough. So for the very old characters, these are kind of useless. But it's a crazy way to boost your early game, and it's kind of funny to think that you can actually make your old character back to a total noob by extracting all his or her skill points. It's actually nasty when you think about it, but what? Yeah, that's crazy. Do I really want to have the level 4 light missile specialists? I guess. I might be flying the smaller ships for now, frigates and so on. Back in the day when I was really into the PvP and doing stuff, the small ships weren't really a thing. There weren't assault frigates or stuff. There were interceptors or when I was beginning the game, there were frigates and interceptors, and that was pretty much it. Then in game stuff like interdictors and all that, but I kind of skipped them. I went straight to stuff like Vagabond and battleships. And somehow I kind of felt that I never kind of went back to the small ships. But that should be interesting, because frigate warfare was always fun. And I'm gonna assume that better frigates are even more fun. I have a cute assault frigate 5. Not sure if I wanna do it. But it's just there to fill the queue. I never even flew electronic attack ship, but I have trained. Covert Ops, obviously I use them. I have the command ships 5, but I only had one command ship ever. It was fun though. Hacks were my thing. I loved hacks. I never used heavy interdictor. Just never came. Yeah, I think I trained the skill. I was gonna buy one, and then I bought the command ship maybe. And I was broke as fuck. Logistics cruisers, these I love. I actually used to fly a lot of them. They were fun. Marauders, very expensive, out of my league. Pretty much. But yeah, battle cruisers were my most typical ship. It's just take that Hurricane out and wreak havoc with that. The thing with the things like battle cruisers is if you lose it, you don't lose that much. But when you lose something like a $1.5 billion ship, it's gonna hurt you. Unless you make money very fast. Which I never really did. But yeah, I think that's enough for this video and this stream. Before I get too nostalgic, so thanks for those who were watching, and I hope to see you guys again in the future